Hey guys, it's me, Speedcubing Central, back at it with another video. Recently, Rubik's announced that they are sponsoring some notable Speedcubers, but what I've noticed is the majority of the cubing community is confused and does not know what is going on. Today, I'm going to explain what's going on, why they would do this, as well as talk about the impacts to the cubing community. Let me start off by listing the new Speedcubers that are now sponsored under Rubik's. These include Max Park, Patrick Ponce, Philip Wire, Sebastian Wire, Keaton Ellis, Bill Wayne, Jack Kai, and George Sholey. So let me start off by explaining how this works. So they are sponsored under this program called Rubik's Ambassador. The sponsorees, they have a title called Rubik's Ambassador. Rubik's Ambassadors are not new, as they have existed before, but there have never really been many fast cubers. They've been mostly sponsored for being somewhat famous and for the purpose of advertising, and speed wasn't really much of a factor. So, one thing you might wonder is, look, how does this affect the current sponsorships? And what I mean by that is that these cubers have sponsorships. So, I'm going to talk about all that I know. So, Rubik's is considered a manufacturer. What this means is all cubers who are sponsored by a cubing manufacturing company, they have to forego that sponsorship. They have to let go of it. So, for example, Max Park, he's no longer sponsored by GAN because GAN and Rubik's are considered competing manufacturers. But also, most of these sponsors also had another sponsor from a cube store. And in fact, most of them were sponsored under the Cubicle. For those sponsored under the Cubicle, I noticed that the sponsorship is continuing, as Rubik's and the Cubicle have come to agreement after the lawsuit in 2018. But for other cube stores, I'm pretty sure cubers had to forego that sponsorship. And the reason I mention this is because of George Sholey. George Sholey used to be sponsored under Speedcube Shop, and his sponsorship, he terminated it right before he signed with Rubik's. In fact, this is actually a little earlier, but right before. So he terminated it, and then he announced that he would be joining the Rubik's Ambassador team a little right after. In addition, expect more cubers to be joining the Rubik's Ambassador team, as Rubik's recently released a video regarding sponsorships, and someone commented on why there were no female Speedcubers, and Rubik's responded that they're contacting some female Speedcubers to see if they're interested in joining, so it looks like they're still trying to grow the team. Now, let's answer why these cubers would want to be sponsored under Rubik's. Especially because those cubes turn bad, and most of you guys are probably most confused about this. So first of all, let me be clear. I'm pretty sure these cubers are not forced to use Rubik's brands. It's very unlikely they would agree to do that. Second, these sponsorships are very competitive, from what I've heard. So Phil Yu, the CEO of the Cubicle, briefly mentioned this during a Twitch livestream. He said that these sponsorships are competitive, and he also talked about other potential sponsors from companies outside the cubing world, as Rubik's has connections with other companies which might help increase potential new sponsors. For example, Rubik's was able to partner with Red Bull for the Rubik's World Cup that this made. So overall, I think this is great for the cubing community. It will help with the growth of Speedcubing. And it's great that Rubik's is starting to change and become a better company. And if you don't agree with me, let me show you an example of some good things they did. So, if you don't know, the North American Championships was canceled, and they helped making sure everyone got their registration refunds due to that. Rubik seems to be trying to just have a better relationship with the cubing community. I feel that overall, that the Rubik's and Speedcubing community can mutually exist. Rubik's needs Speedcubers in helping promoting cubing, which will help with their sales. And in addition, there's more cubers who will be a part of the Speedcubing community. I think these sponsorships are great, and it's a great step forward. And hopefully this video has helped you in terms of explaining the situation and how these things work. Thanks for watching.